Welcome back to another episode of House Battle. Poor People Edition. Today, we're going less than $1 million. So we're looking at houses that people can actually afford. We got two cities. We got two houses. We're making one final decision. Minneapolis, Minnesota versus Columbus, Ohio. We're going up in the Midwest. The battle of the snowy, cold places. That's what's happening today. Very excited about it. $350,000. We're going to see what we can get for that. Let's start in Minneapolis with snow on the ground, 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,700 square feet, $355,000. Curb appeal. Hit me.
I think this is a cute little house.
Mm-hmm.
I like the chimney detail where it's their brick chimney. I think that looks kind of cute. It looks like the front room might be poorly insulated from the outside. It has a weird effect where it looks like it almost should have like a semi out, like a sitting sunroom kind of thing, but it doesn't. It looks like you go right into the house. But I know that you do not like having two different colors on the outside of the house, but I like the detailing of the blue and the white. I think it adds interest. I like that white was the primary color and not the blue.
Well, you're sort of misrepresenting what I am in agreement with you. I don't generally like two primary colors, but they didn't do primary colors, and
I guess it's just
these are two different accents, which are fine if they complement each other. A lot of people will try like two accents that don't actually complement each other, and then together they don't complement like the rest of it, right? So the rest of it is like this weird beige, I don't know, concrete or whatever that is. That's what the primary color of this house, right? What I don't like, and what's fine in the winter, but probably not as good in the summer because it's green next to it, is this brick around the bottom. That's going to be a problem for me, but I like this house. It's sort of an old style. Actually, it gets better there because they have those nice shrubs, so it kind of covers it up, so that's fine. This house, it's like an older house. It sort of reminds me like where my grandparents grew up, where they lived, like where my dad grew up. And this is a house that is sort of 1950s, something like that. That's kind of what it looks like. It's got one of these like sloped lawns that my dad used to have to mow and all of those things.
Yeah.
It's a quaint little house. I like this house quite a bit, and it's on the corner. That's a big thing for some people. It's a nice thing to be on the corner. So I actually don't mind this house. They've done a nice job with the shrubbery around it. The tree looks pretty nice there. So I like this, and I like it next to the other house. So you're pretty close to the other house, but the other house looks okay next to yours. So it's not an eyesore. So curb appeal, I'm giving it a thumbs up. I like this house. Let's hop inside. Let's see interior design. Let's see what they did with this.
Oh, it is, I guess, a little sitting room that you do have, but it's more insulated, which is nice for winter. I mean, you can use this room a little bit longer than just during.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know why they went a dark blue.
I don't love it.
I don't know why they went a dark blue. If you change that, you'd probably have something here. A lot of light, place to sit. You got to keep it warm in the winter, so that's a thing. That's just a consideration. It might get too hot, so you have to kind of play with that a little bit. But once you figure that out, it's a pretty nice little porch. You get a little porch on the front. It's kind of nice to have, knock the snow off your boots, all that stuff. So yeah, not so bad. The door I hate this door. I can't stand this door.
I agree.
But again, I mean, this is more of it. Like, it's fine. Again, this house is going to be a little small, right? 1,700 square feet. So it's going to be a little small, but this actually, they didn't do a bad job with this. They still kept that original brick for you that I know you like. So that kind of, that's not bad. It's kind of a small fireplace, so it sort of looks strange because like the brick on top of it is actually like bigger than the opening of it. But you would actually be able to use this in the winter if you wanted to, or you could decorate it the way that they've done. I don't like the decorations that they've done. I really hate this door. Like, this door was just a bad choice all around. But the amount of light that they have in here actually isn't that bad for a house from back then. It's actually not that bad. Oh, and they did a nice job. It opens up. That's pretty nice. So you walk in, you're seeing that light off of that little dining area. That's not bad. It's not a bad little first floor here.
Yeah, I think that for a lot of houses like this, there's not often any concept of open concept. And the fact that you can see kind of the front door from where you're eating, it makes the house feel a lot bigger. I mean, this is a house the size of quite a few apartments, you know, and it really does feel a lot bigger than I thought it would upon that first glance.
I will say that they've done a pretty nice job of doing something interesting, which is taking that, I guess, the primary trim color on the outside and making it the primary color on the inside. And it actually flows pretty well. If you got rid of this door or you changed the color of the door or something, but that is a nice feature that they have added. The carpet sucks. I don't like the carpet.
Agreed.
But that blue actually is not that bad. You'd have to change the carpet out, but they've done a nice job with that blue. A lot of light here, a lot of light coming in. It's a small house, but you're getting a lot of light. You're getting, there's no tree out there to block you. It's a pretty good little kitchen here. It's a pretty good little kitchen. It's not, I mean, again, it's pretty small, but plenty of cabinets, plenty of places to store things, right? You get a table in there. You could maybe move it over if you had to.
They fit a table. I mean, just take the table out and use the other eating area in this kitchen. You could even, it doesn't have an island, but you could take that kitchen out and you can like get a little movable butcher's island, and it would look cute in here. It would match the flooring and stuff if you did that. So there's a lot of options to add space if you need it, but you don't really. I mean, for how small the house is, it has more counter space than a lot of apartments.
Yeah, 100%. They did a nice job with this space. They did a really good job with the space. So here's where you're going to run into a problem if you're at 1,700 square feet. No matter what you do, you just don't have a lot of space in the rooms. The rooms are just going to be small. Let's say you have like 4 rooms. Like they're just going to be small rooms, right? Like they can't be that big. But I will say that they did an okay job with it. The problem is like looking out the window directly onto your neighbor's wall, not great. That makes it feel smaller. There's light, but it's just going to make it feel a little bit smaller. But you have a dresser, whatever you can fit the stuff. The bathroom is okay. I hate everything that's happening with this window. I don't know what they decided to do. I don't like that at all. And if we took those fish off the wall, maybe hung something else there. But it's a pretty nice little bathroom. I kind of like what they did here. It's not a bad little bathroom. And again, you're going to run into small rooms, right? It's the same thing here. Like you're going to run into small rooms. There's only so much you can do. But this is a nice little, like actually for a 1,700 square foot house to have like a little living room, game room, whatever you want to do with this is a pretty good little place up top.
On like a completely separate floor, it looks like. So you have a kid space and an adult space, which
massive.
Not
it's huge.
Easy to come by. And it has, you can do a lot with this little space.
You can work there.
Could turn this.
Absolutely.
You could turn this into your master, depending on like what you wanted. Like if you wanted a larger space, you could do that up here.
They've done I mean, there's plenty of room. Like this is a huge space, but you could
do the whole thing, kind of your own suite area.
Absolutely. I mean, this would be a great place for like a kid or kids, especially if you had like 2 kids. You could get basically 2 rooms up there. I mean, you could throw a wall if you wanted, but I mean, you have separate spaces up there, so you could do something like that.
Yeah,
and they're on their own place.
That be like your the kid room, and you could each have their bed. I mean, I've
absolutely. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this.
Where they did that instead of giving them their own bedrooms, they had that area and they did like bunk beds. They had more than even 2 kids up there, and it worked out well.
Absolutely. No, this is nice. This is a nice little room, and they've done a nice job with this like weird ceiling, whatever. Wow. Holy moly.
Why I picked this house.
What is this? Is this the basement?
This is the basement.
Okay. So this honestly, this has to be an 1950s house. This looks very similar to the type of style that my grandparents had. Like this is definitely one of the. This basement is huge. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this basement.
I mean, I've been in a lot of basements, like that. But they're not as nicely. Obviously, it's not completely finished, but there's not a lot you would have to do if you wanted to make this part of your
you'd
square
be fine.
footage. You know, if you wanted to set up a TV room for your kid or like turn it into a playroom. I don't know how warm it gets or how cold
big
it
enough,
gets, but
it's big enough that you could do both. I mean, yeah, this is a big enough room that you can make it multiple spaces, which they've done here, obviously. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. You throw a gym down there, you can throw a game room down there, you throw a kid's room, entertainment space, whatever you want. There's a lot of stuff there. This backyard is interesting. Again, it's not going to be very big. You're on the corner though, so you have to remember that you do have that lawn on the front. It is sloped, but you know, so you have a little bit more space out front. The back is, you know, the back is what it is, but that right there, it really opens up. Like so that's obviously that's the side street that comes right on that corner right there. That really opens it up. So it's going to feel big. You could throw barbecues here. There's a lot of stuff you could do here. Absolutely. I like this. Not a lot of lawn, but I like this. That's actually not a good picture of it. So, I mean, it's like the house is fine. Like, that's just not a good pic. Like that, they should have done a different picture than that one. But
yeah, I think the shrubs when they flower are just, you know, too much. But yeah, no, it's
I agree.
Quaint little house.
Yeah, I mean, this is fun. This is totally fine. $350, plenty of space, even for like a starter house with children, which you don't always get at $350. I mean, we're talking some good stuff here. So that's good. That's good. So that's Minneapolis. That's Minneapolis. You can live in the Twin Cities. You're gonna be up there. You're gonna root for the Twins. You're gonna root for the Timberwolves. You're gonna, I don't know, root for the Gophers too, I guess. I don't actually know where they are, but I think they're somewhere close. So you can do all of that up there. Let's hop over. Big Ten rival, Columbus, Ohio. Ohio State. Let's see what we're getting here. Curb appeal. What do you got? That's a 3 beds, 4 baths, 1,945 square feet. So a couple more baths, a little bit bigger. That's kind of what it seems like. You get, you know, a couple more bathrooms, basically. That in addition, that's basically what you get is $350,000. So basically the same price, and what you're pretty much getting is 200 more square feet of toilets. So that's pretty much what you're getting. So, so what do you got?
You're also sharing. It's a semi-attached home, so more square footage, but more noise.
Yeah. So what's your take on curb appeal?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I think it's cute. I really don't understand the orange with the green. I love a door color pop, but I don't like this.
This house would actually work, I think, if it was a single house. I hate this duplex. Like the way that this looks, this looks terrible. I hate it. It's the green is off. The orange actually works, I think. I think the orange pops. It's nice. It goes with it changes with the leaf color. So you can have it in the fall. You can have it in the winter with nothing. It kind of sticks out. You have it with the green. And the green that they chose is not a good green. The lawn is, you know, I mean, whatever. It's small, but it looks fine. But it's sort of a blah house. The porch is interesting. You do have your own porch, but, you know, whatever. I don't know. I'm not getting a lot from the curb appeal in this one. That's kind of it. So let's hop into it. Let's see what's going on the inside of this bad boy, and let's get interior design. Let's see what's going on. Oh, so this has got to be the front room here. So pretty big space.
Yeah, you walk in.
Pretty good space.
I like that the chimney. It's you know, a old traditional chimney, but it goes all the way to the ceiling. So that's a cool feature. A lot, you know, you'll see it cut off.
Yep.
It doesn't look like it's necessarily working, but that's not a problem for me.
No, that's totally fine. It looks
I think that
it looks really good.
The floor looks nice in here too. Yep. I don't mind it.
Yep. Okay, so obviously this must be some sort of new build or something. I mean, recent, right? At least renovated or something.
Renovated or
Which is fine. I hate this gray. This gray is terrible. I don't know why they went with the gray. It's too much gray because it's off. Again, gray and brown are not complementary colors. Like gray goes with everything basically except brown. Like that's kind of the only rule with gray.
Brown too.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like brown. Gray and red aren't.
It's not good.
Aren't gonna work either.
But functionally, this is a decent space. It seems maybe a little tight in there if you're cooking or something, but the counter space, pretty good amount of counter space. It opens up a little bit kind of into that big room. So, you know, it probably doesn't feel quite as small, but this is, well, I can't.
I was going to say too, I do like the exposed brick. I don't know. This house does have like a weird picture layout, but I don't really.
I'm very confused on what's happening. mean, these are fine. The
you
cabinets
know,
are fine. You just got to change the color. Like you have to change that
yeah,
color.
like
It
if they
doesn't
were
look good.
white, this would be a completely different story. I also really don't like this granite choice with
It looks very
the
cheap. Looks
exposed
very
brick.
cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks super cheap.
And then I think
Where is that?
that
So it's another fireplace. So that's in the back, probably.
okay.
This I think this is that front room. You walk in, so there's that fireplace is on your right, and then that's going back, which is kind of interesting, right? So we've got a fireplace on our right, and then we can see another one in the back, and I like that it's again it's floor to ceiling, so that's kind of nice. And then okay, so now we're again so there's a lot of open space here, a lot of open space that I'm seeing, which is nice. This chandelier is weird, but whatever. But okay, so we got some stairs. The problem with these stairs, just from a functional standpoint, and it's not really something you could fix necessarily, but the problem with some of those is moving stuff when you have to turn a corner is awful, especially if the corner is not very wide. That's awful. I've had a lot of experience with that. It's not fun. Your window, you are literally looking at the other person. So, again, but we talked about that off the top. So let's keep hopping through here. Again, big rooms, big space, good amount of entertainment option, whatever. This is so the kitchen is in the back. So you walk in the front and you have that thing on the right, and then in the back. So that's I think that right there is that wall. That's the other fireplace, which is interesting. That's an interesting touch. It's an interesting thing. So I don't actually hate that. I don't hate that at all. So let's keep hopping through. Just kind of let's see what's going on with some of these other some of the other rooms in this house. It's not bad, it's not bad. I mean, they keep showing me different angles of it. It's fine. I get it. I see the
do. This is a cool eating area. Like the more pictures I see, I do find it more interesting. It's a more open area.
This side of it is interesting. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so all right, so we've got weird, okay, here's a bathroom, like here's the corner of a bathroom. Weird picture to put up, but
very
fine.
Generic.
Okay.
This looks like a second floor.
It's a second floor.
Like a bedroom with one of the
But they're keeping that same, that we're gonna run the chimney up and we're gonna do all this stuff. So which is cool. It's a cool feature. It kind of ties the house together. Some decent light in here, a pretty decent sized room. Haven't really seen a closet. I didn't see a closet on the other one, so that does kind of concern me. Haven't seen a closet in here, but this looks maybe like the master, and it's a big space. It's a pretty big space. The bathroom is fine. It's fine.
They made it look as swanky as you're gonna get. Yeah. I mean, this is a $350,000 house.
Yeah, absolutely.
This looks like a nice bathroom.
I mean, it's fine. You do only have the one sink. That's a problem, right? Or it could be a problem potentially.
I think that.
Or is that a double sink?
I don't think this is the master bathroom.
Oh, this is a different bathroom. Okay. Oh, this is the master right here. Okay, with the double sinks. Okay.
And that I do like the barn door look with the brick.
The barn door with that, it looks like if you ever seen like rom-coms where they have like the guy lives in or the woman, either one. Usually it's the guy that I've seen in this particular apartment, but it's it's the exposed brick apartment, and then they've got that barn door that goes to their room. I've always thought that look is good. I think it looks cool. I think it looks cool here. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that one, and I like this exposed brick. I like what they're doing here. So that's the double vanity. You've got it is pretty tight. It is pretty tight. There's not a lot of counter space.
It's a small double vanity.
But they do have two sinks, so you do have that. You got to be a little more organized or whatever, or you have to put up with it. But decent shower size, whatever. A lot of light coming in. You got that. That right there. Weird, super weird to have basically a floor-to-ceiling window directly next to your toilet. Like, I'm not against it necessarily. It's just not something that I normally see. But I think they kind of maximize.
Same exact thought.
I think they kind of maximize the space. I think really what they should have done is basically put that window on the other side. I think that's what they should have done. Maybe knock this sink situation down, or put two different sinks, maybe like one on that wall and then one on the wall on the left.
And had the window in the middel.
And had the window somewhere else or something like that. I think that would have been better. It's just kind of weird. Like you're sitting there, and I'm sure nobody can see you. It just is strange. But hey, it's not that bad. But that's fine. Let's keep rolling through. See what else is in here. All right.
This looks like we're at the top floor here.
Yeah, it's a lofty area. That's fine.
So it's similar situation to the other house, honestly, where you have this very top floor. Yeah. It's open. They have another
This
bathroom with a tub
is
up here. This was
this is an
surprising. I was not
this is an
expecting
interesting. So that's
a
second
soaker.
additional bathroom. Honestly, I kind of like that better. So maybe that's the key of this thing is like maybe the master's the upstairs. Like maybe that's how they're selling it, because I like that bathroom better. Honestly, I do. I like this
And
bathroom.
there's a
much
double
better.
vanity.
And yeah, and I mean it looks still like relatively small, but I think honestly
they probably
that might
are selling that as
this might be the master, like upstairs. Like you go all the way upstairs, and now you've got like just sort of an interesting master, which is plenty of space, right? It's sort of an ensuite, even though they're like different rooms. It's sort of ensuite, whatever. But I still haven't seen closets.
It's a nice size shower too.
Yeah, closet. The showers and both are really big. So the
that's
tub
a
is
really
fine.
nice
fine.
brand new tub for this price point. Honestly,
absolutely.
This feels very luxurious.
Yeah. And now we're back in the kitchen. I guess?
Yeah, random shot of the kitchen.
Okay, all right.
And so this is what you're looking at. I think you got a lot of new construction.
Which is what you're buying, so that's fine.
Like you don't have a lot of yard.
You're right next to the other guy, which makes sense.
Right next to like two houses.
Yep.
And I think here is the loft with a bed in it. Okay. So now they're showing you.
Yeah, it looks nice. It looks, pretty nice. Like you can do some serious stuff with this, right? You can, honestly. This is the other side. This is the other unit, is what this is.
Oh, okay.
It's just the same. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just the other unit because it's just flipped, right?
So they're just showing you what it looked like.
But yeah, I mean, like here you go. Like here's your
furnished.
master.
Yeah.
You got your master and all that stuff. So, all right. So this is nice. So that's it. That's Columbus, Ohio. Now it's time. Mm-hmm. You got to choose. It's $350,000. You got to spend it. You've already decided. I'm living where it's cold. I'm living where it snows. I'm going to the Big Ten country. I could choose between Minneapolis, Minnesota, 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,700 square feet, or Columbus, Ohio, 3 beds, 4 baths, 1,950 square feet. Up to you. Who are you going with?
So I think this one for me is coming down to how important is it to have brand new features?
Okay.
Because that's to me the big difference between these two houses. Is one is obviously new construction. You got a lot of new stuff with like a little bit of character. They did a good job at that house in Columbus about keeping some character. It doesn't feel starkly new. But this house in Minneapolis has you do have some of your own space and you have a lot of room to grow in. I think for me, I would be taking my money and I'd be going to Minneapolis.
Totally agree. I agree with your take on Columbus. It did feel new. It felt they did a good job with it. They sort of blended some interesting things. There was some stuff I didn't like about it, but look, if you're buying a house for $350,000, unless you live in a place that is basically in the middle of nowhere, you're not going to get your dream home for $350,000. You're just not going to. So we know going into this that we're going to have to put up with some stuff. And a lot of the design stuff that I didn't like, you could replace that over time if you wanted, or you could learn to live with it. But the space, they sort of maximized that, and they did a pretty good job there. For me, I don't want, if I'm going to buy a house, as often as possible, I would like to have all of my walls to myself. That's kind of, that's for me, that's important. You are kind of close on one side, obviously, to your neighbor, but you had that in either place, but the other one, you're literally sharing a wall. That could be a problem. It sort of looks weird from the outside. I like the way this looks. I like the function of this one. They did a good job maximizing it. They've got a great space. They have more open space here to do what you want with and to sort of make it your own, even though it's 200 square feet smaller. So I like Minneapolis as well. Just from that standpoint, again, there'd be stuff I'd want to change about both, but I think I would have to go with Minneapolis. So we did it. That's it. Battle of the Big Ten, Minneapolis, Columbus. We're taking Minneapolis, $350,000. That's what's going on. very excited about it. Thank you very much for checking us out. We appreciate it. Please subscribe and all of that stuff, and tell other people. Try and spread the word. We do appreciate it. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram as well. Please follow and just try to spread the word. We do appreciate all the help. It does help us out. We are going to be back. We're 3 days a week here. We're going to be back next episode. I'm very excited about next episode. We're doing something brand new in the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited about it. So please come back, check us out, and we will see everybody then.